DC, you're on two strikes with me. Last year we had Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, both massive disappointments. This is your last chance. Better be good. Please be good. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is the newest film in the DC Extended Universe. This one is directed by Patty Jenkins, and you have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And basically what this movie is you have Diana, who is living on this island, this remote island kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And it's all women living on the island, no men. But then a man shows up, and this man is played by Chris Pine. And basically he tells Diana about this war that's going on in the rest of the world, mainly in Europe. And basically what it is, it's a World War I type of film, and Diana is determined to find out why all the men are fighting each other and why the war's going on, and she wants to stop the war once and for all and bring peace. Alright, let's talk about Wonder Woman. This movie had a lot of pressure on it because, like I said, Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad were both huge disappointments, I thought. But I had faith in this movie because, one, it's directed by Patty Jenkins, the director of Monster, which is a very riveting movie with a really great performance from Charlize Theron. And this movie also had Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and Gal Gadot is one of my favorite parts of Batman v Superman, so this movie has a lot riding on it. Does it deliver? I am happy to say, guys, DC has finally made a great movie. It's about time. Alright, first off, Gal Gadot, she owns this role. She really does. She is an awesome Wonder Woman and very fun to watch. Very charismatic as well. And another character that I thought was really good, really surprised the heck out of me, Chris Pine. This guy is charismatic, he has a lot of charm, and on top of that, he was also very funny. This movie had a lot of humor in it for a DC movie. It seems like DC has finally tried to hit their stride with this movie. And it is the first good DC film, or a great DC film, I should say. I actually thought Man of Steel was underrated and a pretty good movie, but yeah, this is the first great one. This is easily the best one since The Dark Knight Rises. Some might say it's better. I don't know if I go that far, but yeah, this is the best DC film since The Dark Knight Rises. Gal Gadot and Chris Pine are awesome, and I thought the rest of the actors in the movie were also really good, and this movie has some very fun action sequences as well. There's one that's like just over halfway through the movie, about an hour and 15 minutes in, that just blew me away. It was so much fun, and just a total blast to watch. I thought the character development in this movie was actually really good. Like, Diana has a really good backstory that's explained pretty much through the first act of this movie, and then you get the second act of this movie where they travel to London, and the film basically just builds on from there. And then, of course, it leads up to the final fight, which I also thought was pretty good for the most part. I'll talk about it more in my Flossom section, but overall I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, overall I thought it was a great backstory. The characters are really good. This movie is surprisingly funny for a DC film, as I said. And on top of that, this movie actually has color in it. It's a DC film that's not like dark, sad, depressing, overly like the tone of it is not so dark like Batman v Superman. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Zack Snyder. But yeah, Patty Jenkins, I thought she did a really nice job with this movie, and some people are saying she should direct all DC movies, and I can totally see why, because this one actually does DC films justice, and maybe maybe DC fans will finally shut up about Rotten Tomatoes screwing over their films because critics are giving it bad reviews. It's like, excuse me, but critics are giving the movies bad reviews because they suck. Luckily, that's not the case for this movie. This movie's actually really good, really fun and enjoyable. It's got some great tension-filled moments in there as well. And it's got some color, some neat visual effects and CGI. Overall, just a very fun time. Definitely the biggest surprise of the year so far, especially of the summer, and I'm happy to say this is the best film of the summer. Yes! Is this movie perfect? Unfortunately, no, it's not. If there's one big weakness in this movie, it's the villains. Like, they had little to no development in them at all, I felt like, and they just didn't seem all that menacing to me, and I didn't really care for them. There's no motivation. Like, look at Civil War. At least Zemo had motivation. And also, like, Loki in the Avengers. He had motivation as well. These villains don't really have much motivation to them. And also, once it got to the third act, that's where the movie kind of dropped a little bit for me. Like, I thought the final fight scene, like, it's a pretty big fight scene. It's kind of like what the Enchantress fight in Suicide Squad or the Doomsday fight in Batman v Superman is, except this one has better CGI. But yeah, I just thought the final fight was kind of rushed. It felt pretty rushed to me, and I thought the pacing in the third act kind of slowed down a bit. But other than that, that's really it. Is this the best superhero film out there? No. Is it still a great, fun riveting, compelling, well-developed superhero film? Absolutely. It's the best one DC has to offer so far, or at least since The Dark Knight Rises. Best one in the DC Extended Universe, that's what I should say. But yeah, best one in the DC Extended Universe so far. I wouldn't say it ranks up there with like Guardians of the Galaxy or the Captain America, or the second and third Captain America movies, I should say, or the Avengers movies, or anything like that. I'd say it's more along the lines of like the first Captain America film. I mean, it is a war film, kind of like that film after all. But yeah, it's a great superhero film. It's got a really strong female protagonist in there, and it's a great war film. It's a great origin story. It's the whole package. It's what Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad should have been, but weren't. That's really what I'm trying to get to here. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm going to give Wonder Woman an 87% certified fresh rating. That is a solid A. Alright, so Wonder Woman. Have you guys seen it? Make sure to let me know what you thought about it below. What is your favorite DC film? For me, obviously, it's The Dark Knight. Or if you want to go DC Extended Universe, this would be it, for sure. Wonder Woman's definitely my favorite so far. Or what's your favorite superhero film of the year or of the decade? Of the year, for me, it's Logan. Of the decade, The Avengers. But yeah, go ahead and let me know what you thought below. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more reviews to come in the future. And until the next review, once again, my name is the California Cougar. And always remember to stay California cool. Peace.